So did it get crazy sunny by you, Teddy, in the past, 30 minutes?
Yeah, it got sunny and now it's all dark and shit.
All right.
Yeah, Florida gonna Florida.
Oh, it is Florida. I think we're live. I think.
I mean, it looks like you hit the button that says go live.
So we must be. Yeah. Oh, yep. There we are. We are live. You want to make sure because it will echo on here and it'll kill everyone's ears.
Yeah, I just got a notification. You are live.
Make sure our voices are heard.
Oh yeah.
Do.
Yeah, I hear me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna close that before that causes the devil.
Because it will. Hey y'all. We're gonna try this out. We're doing a podcast called "The Games We Never Play." We talk about games and junk like that. I mean, it's not always games, but mostly games. So yeah. I'm Max. Obviously, you know that because you're on my channel. Hi. And then I have my two friends. Introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Teddy.
And my name is Brett. Hello.
And yeah, we're just gonna be talking about the most recent event of games and our own opinions and stuff like that. Before we go on with stuff,
Yeah, I have a little intro for the podcast that I'd like to share with everybody, if you guys don't.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, hello and welcome to our very first podcast episode. Welcome to the games we never play, because mostly we do, but we don't. But before I get into anything of the pop culture that we like to partake and have conversations about, I'd like to just bring up a bigger topic that's going on in the world besides what we like to talk about. We're living in a very strange age of time where prejudice against the African American community and the LGBTQ plus community has not only been brought to light from the murder of George Floyd and many others, but also our President Trump is trying to take away the insurance and security of the LGBTQ community and has caused communities around the world to fight against police brutality and prejudice against these communities. We stand with the people, and that's it. That's all that needs to be said about that.
Yeah,
do you want to lead us in on some topics, Max?
Well, before that, I just want to say, love each other. Stop being assholes.
Oh, yes. Of course.
That's the main reason for that, is just to be good to others. Please don't be an asshole.
Yes. DBAA, everybody.
Yeah. Exactly. Before we get into stuff, so basically the point of this podcast, do you want to, either of you want to tell us why we're doing this?
We've known each other a long time. We all play games a lot. We play on varying systems, and that causes us to have varying opinions on games and topics surrounding games. And we figured, why not throw those opinions on the internet and see what sticks?
Yeah, that's a very good way to describe it. All right. I guess we'll talk about EA Play, because that thing was garbage. We'll just. Yeah. Also, just for a note, we tried recording just without going live before, and I said the same exact thing, and I want to just point that out because it's funny. Yeah, EA Play was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday.
No, it was 2 days ago, wasn't it?
No, it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, we watched it.
I don't know days anymore in the quarantine.
You've lost track of the days. I figure we'll talk about some of the bad stuff, and then we'll talk about the really good stuff. Really, there's only two good things I can say about it, but yeah.
Yeah, we could start off with the bad. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's talk about Lost in Random, their new IP that they announced yesterday.
Yeah, hold on.
The Tim Burton looking game.
Yep. Here it is.
Yep.
So it is a platformer, right?
No.
Nah,
It's
not
like
a
an adventure kind of game then.
It's like a
It's
Banjo
just-
Kazooie type of game.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just run around, slap some enemies, and gather some things.
It's just,
Oh yeah, so if it's like a collect-a-thon probably.
Yeah.
Now listen. I know most stuff in the world isn't original anymore, but this is like, it's Tim Burton. This is Tim Burton. It's not trying to be anything original.
Well, it's not made by Tim Burton.
I know, but it's
Say
still
that, but
okay.
It looks like his style.
Yeah.
It looks like it's straight out of a Nightmare Before Christmas.
Loading. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look great. I don't know. It pulls cards that like we've seen before. It's nothing eye catching. I don't think. I don't.
The
I don't know.
dice thing is weird looking.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
there's
sure it
more
has.
to it.
I'm sure it has some weird metaphor going on in the game. But whatever. It didn't catch my eyes, to be completely honest. It falls.
Yeah.
I feel like falls
Yeah,
under the bad of EA play for sure.
Well, you
Along
gotta think we're
a lot
not
of
its
things.
audience too. I mean,
Well, we're not. We're definitely not. But like, I don't know what the audience is for the game. To be completely honest.
it's
Yeah,
like it's trying to
I don't
be
know.
adult
Younger.
and kid at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably going to be a fun little indie, maybe.
Yeah,
You never know. It could come out and be really fun and interesting and have cool things in it. But from what they showed us, I couldn't care less, to be honest.
yeah, same here.
pretty uninteresting.
Yeah, it's just not pulling. It's not pulling any of us in, and we're all pretty. Like, we all have our different styles, so if it's not even pulling us in, there's something wrong.
Any of us, yeah.
Yeah. I guess let's move on to Rocket Arena.
Oh, that was their arena
Yeah.
kind of game.
Hold on. I got it, and I will put it in. A boop. So
Yeah, this fun little game.
that was some
That was
massive
sarcasm.
sarcasm there.
Yeah, if no one
I
caught
heard.
that.
I could feel the enthusiasm on that one.
Yeah. If
I
anybody
mean-
has any let's
Yeah.
let's do it like this. If anybody has any good things about it, state your facts now.
No.
Come on,
Why'd you have
that's
to
all.
lead with that. Come on.
Listen, I'm giving it a fair shot.
It's
I
It's-
was expecting you all to be silent, so just for that.
it's an arena.
Yeah, where there's
Yeah.
people in there, and
Yeah.
there's people that shoot rockets in.
Yeah.
It will have a solid player base for the first 3 months, I think.
And then it will completely die off.
Because I remember them saying the first season takes place 2 weeks after the game launched, so there will be a bit of like people want to see what happens in the first season, you know?
Of
But-
this game? You're still talking about
Yeah.
this game?
Yeah, of this game. Yes, I know. It's still the same game.
I mean, I'm gonna
No,
just.
I know you're talking about the same game, but yeah.
If-
You were obviously paying a little bit more attention than I was to it. I did see
There was
developer
just
stuff
one
on
thing
Twitter
that's
for it.
like, oh, there's the Splatoon girl.
Yeah. It just looks like you're bright, trying to catch your eye. Not really for me, but trying to catch your eye kind of game. It's an arena shooter with only rocket combat with little abilities hidden in there with each character. It seems like.
I mean,
But
the problem
again,
is
you know.
they all don't look like they fit in this unit. Like, they're all completely different characters. Like, In Overwatch, they all
Yeah,
fit in that
there's
universe.
no unified style. It
Yeah.
feels like yes, there's a art style in the game, which, like Max just said, looks very Overwatch, but the characters don't look like they belong together.
Yeah.
There's a pirate. There's a random pirate who's just. That's the thing that like bothers me the most. You look, okay, there's a pirate map, whatever. But
Yeah,
it's
said that.
but
It
still,
almost looks like they got a bunch of like artists to get
It looks
concepts art on these characters, and they just threw them in the fucking. Like they didn't. Just like whatever. Here, take it.
I mean, they have all the generic characters. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, yeah, it looks like they're covering their bases in like the character archetypes, but then it also looks like each character has their own map. Like you just said, the pirate and the pirate map. You just saw an Aztec map. There's a ship. There's probably some kind of captain.
I mean, yeah, no, we already saw the captain, and then there's a random kid, then there's a guy with a parrot dying. Like, I don't know what this game is trying to tell me it wants to be, but, you know, have fun.
It looks like it's just trying to be just log in, play, and turn your brain off, kind of.
I don't-
Yeah,
action.
it does. There's not really. Yeah, you're not going to put too much of your conscience into it for sure. Like you're not going to make a real effort to be the best at fucking Rocket Arena.
Watch is the most competitive game of
Yeah,
2020.
right? It's going to be the biggest of 2021.
It looks like a game that would be fun on a Switch, honestly.
Yeah, but it's not coming to the
It's
Switch.
Splatoon.
Is it not?
It's not.
You sure about that?
Yeah, no, it's
Maybe?
not. It's not coming to. It's coming. Look, it says
yeah,
it right
it's not.
there.
Look at that. Yeah,
I see.
wow.
That's impressive that they managed to
Bonehead
not
move,
put it on the
EA.
one game. That is impressive.
It's like this is the perfect game for the Switch, and they're not bringing it to the Switch. You know, whatever. Let EA be EA as usual. But Apex
Oh, I
Legends
have,
is.
I have a new topic to move to. It's a little thing about the stream itself. I want to get your opinions on it. How did you feel about the little code giveaway they did?
Forgot about
like
that.
Oh, I
right?
entered it the next day because it was like whatever.
Yeah, I did. I just hit refresh on the page.
I didn't do that.
It was a little ridiculous. It was, well, I mean, they've done things like that before. It was, if you didn't watch the stream, it was, they showed a letter of a code periodically as they cut back to the host.
Yeah, like it was a fucking Blue's Clues episode. Like, where's the A?
Yeah, it was a glittering gold letter prominently placed over the host's shoulder.
I 100% want someone to edit like Blue in there for like
Steve
with Greg.
Where's the mail?
It's Greg Miller
It's
and
right
Blue.
behind me.
Oh my god.
It's like what?
I mean, listen,
Oh, man.
it felt like, as we talked about before, it feels like it was trying to bank in on that like old 2004, 5 IGN.
But it's
Like-
just not 2004 or 5.
It
It's
almost
just
felt
not.
like I was watching Game Attack or X Play.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah. It
but
actually
like
did.
both of the hosts were sick, and it was the interns covering.
No, they got Greg Miller instead of all that.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
I mean, the problem with the EA, the whole EA conference review, there was too much talking and not enough showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing too. Everything they'd show, then they'd cut to like
I
a
mean,
2 or
I
3
d-
minute.
Remember
interview.
this guy from yesterday? Hold on. Remember this guy
Yeah.
from yesterday? We had no clue what the hell he was talking about half the time.
He's fucking
Is this the guy who didn't break eye contact?
no.
No.
Well, he might have been one of them, but he's also Tommy.
The two
the
brothers, not two brothers guy.
Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau. that guy.
It's Tommy Wiseau.
It's Tommy Wiseau.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Love that guy.
turn up the volume for a second.
It's funny. I was just watching it off of your little stream window. My watch together didn't load. Yeah, I mean, He
But
seems
it's
like
not
he has interesting concepts for games. Like
No,
A Way Out was
but-
a very interesting co-op game.
his new game
or
is It Takes
good
Two,
game to
right?
play it.
That's the yeah. He's
Yeah.
the one that's making It Takes Two,
Yeah,
which I
seems to like
watched
co-op.
again. Which we can get into that if you guys want to.
I
but
don't remember seeing anything about it.
Which I'm leaning a little bit not toward, but it piqued my interest a little bit, to be completely honest. After they showed that it might be like a hunt another person kind of thing. I can't find any trailers on it though.
No, this is the trailer. Oh wait, no, this is the trailer.
Was it not It Takes Two that I'm talking about? Maybe it's something
No,
else.
it is called It Takes Two, but there's like no
But maybe I'm
gameplay
thinking
in
of a
here.
different-
No, you're
Which
thinking of
game
something
are you
different.
guys- are you're talking about the game that this guy's making?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
I didn't
not
realize
like-
that was the name of this game.
There is no gameplay of it. He was just talking about it. That's all this was.
Oh, yeah, I guess
Oh,
that's
did
why
they-
we remembered nothing from it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a different thing they showed, but it's not promoted anywhere else
No.
on their EA Play. But it was there.
Oh, I remember the roller coaster bit just now. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but this is my point about it. When you do a game conference, I don't want to see the people talking about it. I want them to like show the game, sell me on the
Yeah.
game.
That's one thing PlayStation did pretty well. They just had it right into it.
Yeah, exactly. Which we'll
And
go
then the
into
developers
later.
Talked after, Yeah, we'll go into that after.
Um,
Let's finish out on EA Play a little.
yeah,
The bad
let's
things about
let's
it.
move forward to the main.
The good.
Yeah,
Actually, before we go to that, let's just say, well, Skate's coming back, and that's cool. I never played Skate, but I heard everyone loves it.
Skate's coming. I played Skate 2 and 3. I liked it a lot. It's a really fun skate game when Pro Skater series was dead and nothing else was there, and I enjoy that it's coming back.
Yeah.
Also, sports games are happening.
Sports games are still happening. Fine with it, whatever. Have fun spending your microtransactions to get a character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the main course because this is the thing that everyone was excited about, including myself.
Yeah, we'll talk.
You want to jump right
Max-
into this one?
Max will
Okay.
take this one.
All right.
He'll start this one off.
People who know me know I love Star Wars. I read the books, everything. I love this shit. This is the type of stuff I crave. Like how, well, you'll learn eventually as this podcast goes along. Brett is a huge Destiny and Halo fan, so Star Wars is my Destiny / Halo.
I like Star Wars too.
Everybody likes Star Wars, Max.
I mean, like everyone likes Star Wars. So it is definitely in my top 5.
Max was acting like it was Star Trek. Okay.
Trying to be
Star
like you're
Trek's
the
good too.
only Star Wars fan in here.
Listen here. All right, whatever.
You are more the top.
No, you are definitely the biggest among
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. So, I am super excited for this game. I am like a little skeptical though because it does look like they just stole a bunch of assets from Battlefront 2, which is not a bad thing. The flying does look different though, and I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. But the main thing is, my dream has always been to fly a X-Wing or a TIE fighter in VR. And I'm going to be able to do that at last. And I'm just really excited about that. Yeah, that's my shit.
It's something to be excited about. I get it. I totally get it. It's not my cup of tea. I'm not a big like pilot guy. When I go into Battlefield, I'm not the first guy to go into a fucking tank or a plane. I'll usually end up killing myself in the plane and crashing it and hindering my team more. But yeah, I'm more of the ground guy, so it's not my cup of tea. But it looks fun. Like it's gonna be a fun game for sure. I think it's gonna be good. It's just not my cup of tea in my own personal opinion.
I get that. I mean, from a year from now, I feel like once the game comes out a year from now, it will probably have a lot more content and a lot more reason to play it. Because I feel like EA, after their whole debacle with Battlefront 2, I know.
Well, I kind of think they learned a lesson already with it, and I think this game's gonna be more focused on the not like competitive, but it's like the
Casual.
the PvP, like it's gonna have elements that that like you said yesterday, which I kind of changed my opinion on, which there is gonna be strategic things in the game, but like it's
I mean,
not gonna
hold
be
on.
the
For
craziest thing.
the proof that it's gonna have strategic stuff. It was where is it? Hold on, it's about to
The
come up.
perks,
Yeah, look how many.
Well, yeah, you could set a loadout appropriately,
exactly. Yeah,
but
it's
you
just-
never know if you're just going into a match. You never know what your teammates will have.
yeah, unless you're going into a 5 stack, you're not going to be strategically planning things with your team. I don't think. Like, I don't think it's going to be that level of people using voice
Yeah.
chat. You know what I mean? Like, voice
Yeah.
chat is a huge part of like communicating with your team and building a meta. But they did put in this trailer that I think we skipped past real quick, that there is support ships. Like, there is support people that will main into a spec of support, which will like hinder enemy vehicles, which will turn them off and like have them drift into space so you can get an easier shot on them and shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, they
Like,
Yeah.
said
there is things like that.
the U-wing, and I forget what they called the Empire version, but there's the U-wing, which is like the heavy gunboat, which is like the support role. And then there's the bomber, the TIE bomber, and the Y-wing, which are obviously like the objective attack role.
Yep.
Yeah. Go for the attack.
One thing that I do like just watching the trailer from the limited gameplay we see.
Yeah, the choppy gameplay. We like the chopped gameplay we see.
Yeah.
They're trying
I
to show
like
us
how
as
the
little as
ships
possible.
move compared to Battlefront 2. Like you could see that you could actually maneuver the ship in 3 dimensions. You could slide the ship sideways.
Like space.
Yeah.
Yes, like the ship is actually in space, not in air.
You know,
space.
yeah, you notice that's a huge problem with space games. They never really have.
They never
that.
capture it. Besides the ones like
good space
Dangerous.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah, Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen's working on it. They're kind of like you're flying in soup right now.
But they've had a long time to fix that. Eventually, maybe one day, I'll hope for you.
Hey, it used to be like you were flying through like large. They're working on it. It's much better. But yeah, we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Either way, for $40 and there's gonna be no microtransactions. I'm still there's I feel like it's fine. No one cares. I feel like there's gonna be a catch or something. I'm still a little.
There's gonna be a catch for sure, but I
bet they'll have a battle pass.
Yeah, they'll have like a battle pass or something.
Oh, also, you notice.
Yeah, the Ewok bobblehead. Like, how is that not a purchase?
I'm going for that. I want that bobblehead.
Of course you are. Have you gotten Darth Maul in Battlefront 2 yet?
No.
You fucking slacker, Max. You fucking slacker. God.
Plebeian.
One day I will be the old master.
Spice Runner.
You're a scavenger.
They fly now.
Oh no.
Right. Well, this it's definitely gonna be fun. I think it's definitely a good direction for EA, proving themselves to be a good company in the works.
They need to, because I know this is going on and not a lot of people are talking about it. I mean, it's only getting out there recently. EA needs to be more aware of their mobile games and how their developers are handling it. Because
of course,
right now in their Star Wars mobile game, like it is, they are like ignoring the community like it's their job. Like they're helping cheaters and banning people who are legit for reasons that they should be, but it's not being fair. And what I'm saying is, this main stuff like this is great, but then there's like their fucking sport games and their mobile games, and that they still have a massive problem.
It is a big problem, and I do, and this is where I'm going to give. They're trying to make good strides, and hopefully that trickles down to the developers that got the access from EA to do these things, and EA is obviously monetizing them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I hope that trickles down and helps that.
I think that's a lot of trickle down you're expecting to happen, but
I'm not expecting it. I'm saying I hope it happens. Like,
all right. Well,
I think it would be a good thing.
if you had to, how would you rate EA Play this year?
Out of
6 out of 10.
Yeah,
6 out of 10,
I would do like a
mainly just for
4.
the few good
I give
releases.
it a 4 for sure too.
The only thing that was
Really?
interesting
Yeah.
was Star Wars. Everything else was like, oh
Yeah.
wow, there's a scheme in productions because people, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, that's cool. But it's just
And Apex is crossplay. That's a big thing.
30 FPS on the Switch. I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, but it's more for PC to console.
I get it. Well, okay, that is one thing that is massive is that EA is basically saying for all the games forever from now are all going to be crossplay. So
Which
that's
is
cool.
nice. I think that helps.
Yeah,
everyone.
that's a big
It's not
step.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
All right.
EA
Well-
Play, I think we summarized.
Yeah. Who
Anything
wants
else
to
you guys
take
wanna get
over?
out in EA?
EA, get your shit together. But good job with Star Wars.
I'll do this one. In probably not so surprising news, Cyberpunk was delayed only a month to November 19th. It was originally September. Or, no, sorry, October. No, wait, they, sorry, I'm misreading that. They delayed
November.
it 2 months.
It's November now, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to release in September. They delayed it until November 19th. Sorry. That was weird wording on that.
My opinion is coming from some of my favorite franchises being delayed and taking over plus 10 years to be made is more time is good.
Absolutely.
More time is a good thing. But when it falters is when there's nothing to base the game off of. We've never seen a game as modern or as futuristic from CD Projekt Red. So
True.
we are, I think all of us, I don't really want to speak for all of us, but I think all of us are kind of skeptical against it. I have hopeful thoughts, but yeah, I'm skeptical for sure.
It's gonna be a really big game. That's something I'm worried about, and
That's what I'm worried about. It's gonna be huge.
Like I'm fine with huge games, but like I'm getting to the point where there's so many open world games that I want something more linear. I want a story.
Big linear game.
Yeah. I don't want to have
That's
to
what
go
I'm-
on side quests and have to level up my character so I could play a particular thing. I'm getting sick of it. This game looks cool. Don't get me wrong, and The Witcher 3 is great. I didn't finish it though because it's too big of a game.
It's fucking long. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
there's
Go on.
they throw too much at you at once, I think, in The Witcher 3. Like, you finish that little tutorial country, and then you're just pretty much dropped in the world to say, like, all right, go hunt some monsters with the vague objective to go look for someone.
Your sister.
Your sister.
yes.
I mean, yeah, the start and one of the big points of The Witcher 3 is that the side quests are actually really good. It's just how much time you want to invest in a game like that,
Right.
Is how much you're going to get out of it. And I think this being like a shooter-esque game kind of like helps with that because there's only so much you could really like upgrade. Like I know that they have like different, like there's 3 different like actual specs you can go into, and then you have your skill tree. But like it's also like an open world with guns and shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like,
I feel like it's going to be very Deus Ex. I feel
It's also first person compared to The Witcher's over the shoulder third person camera.
Well, yeah,
Which
that's why it's Deus Ex. It looks like a
exactly.
Deus Ex game.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you said,
Which I wish they'd had the option for first to third, to be honest.
I mean, mods, it will happen. Don't worry about it. But at the same time, it's just like, but then we're gonna get into that scene, and then there's gonna be so much shit that it's gonna be like Skyrim, and I'm just gonna not want to ever.
Yeah,
it.
I'm really hopeful, to be honest, because I really want this to be good. I'm just very skeptical.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what it
wondering
boils down.
if it'll be a game that looks big, but is 6 inches deep.
Yeah, that's true too. It's another worry, I guess.
I mean, honestly, I'm okay with linear experiences. I'm
more than fine with it.
I think I've had too many open. Like I haven't even played the new Horizon game, and Like I saw the second one, I'm like, holy shit! I have to first play the first one, and that's gonna take like 40 to 60 hours, and
You can play that pretty linearly. I've
Yeah?
played like most of that game. You can. It is very like it is a big game. Don't get me wrong. Like you will be spending hours in it, but like you can play that pretty linearly.
Oh, I forgot about Keanu Reeves.
It's gonna be your Cortana, bro.
Hi, Cortana. All right, you want to move on to the next thing?
What else we got?
Who's got the next
Teddy, you take over this one.
Said do not have any things added to the list. Like,
I mean, just choose
the
something.
fact that I am.
We can talk about PlayStation if you want.
Talk about that stupid MOBA.
Did you want me to?
Mad. Yeah, Mac's angry. Talk about the MOBA.
Oh God. Do you want me to talk about
Take it. Take it.
All right. I'm just gonna say this right now. Fuck this game. I don't want it. This is not what anyone wants. So this is a new Transformer game. It looks like a MOBA. It looks like it's taking Well, no, it is from the new Transformers kids show, Cyberverse, and I have no interest.
Come on, Max, get into it, man. Look at Optimus. Oh,
Wow. Look, Soundwave just disappeared in a black void. I'm so... No, I don't want this game. No one wanted this game.
Is this mobile? This is mobile, right?
Apparently, no. It's coming to PlayStation, Xbox One, and PC, and Switch. And apparently it's gonna be like a full on... Like, if this was a free-to-play game, maybe I would be like, okay, whatever. Because MOBAs should be free-to-play at this point. There's no MOBAs that, like, really pull me in anymore. I would at least try if it's free-to-play, but I don't know anyone who's gonna buy this game at all. Like, any of the Transformer fans that I speak to, no one's getting this game. That's it. That was my rant. I'm good now.
Brief segue.
I'll let you guys handle this stuff. Like, you guys have some interesting stuff on here, so I'll let you guys take it.
I mean, do we want to talk about PlayStation, or we could talk about like the overall thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's talk about the PlayStation event. It was pretty cool. I mean, they showcased some actual games. You know.
Yeah, it was just the thing I liked about it is just it was trailer to trailer, developer talking afterwards. So
yeah,
and even the developer talking about it afterwards wasn't talking about it for fucking 20 minutes. He was talking about it for a 10-minute period, and then they went on to the next thing.
Yeah,
which is nice.
It was quick. It was concise.
Honestly, with everything, I mean, the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, I'm super ecstatic.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are freaking out for that.
I loved fucking the first that Marvel Spider-Man game for the PS4. I loved it so much. But there's also, besides these main things, game Kana, which really caught my eye, and I think.
Game?
Oh, that's the Pixar-looking game, right?
Yeah.
I gotta find it. I'm trying to.
I got it.
Yeah, just put it up.
This game looks quite interesting from a new IP perspective. The animation
adorable.
Looks awesome. Yeah, it looks like an adorable game, but then it's also like these really cool monsters you're fighting against. These cute things are better than porgs, and like. But yeah, it looks really cool. I think it's a really interesting concept that looks gorgeous, and
this is all in game also.
Like, yes, I mean once you see the gameplay, it looks incredible. Like
that was something that impressed me too.
Like we're getting up to that.
It almost is like this like PlayStation Zelda-esque game almost, where you're just like exploring and fighting these things, and I don't know. I think it appealed to me a lot. I think it looks really.
I'm actually. This is definitely one of the games I want to get. There's no question about it. I'm digging everything about it. The art style, the gameplay looks cool once it actually shows it in this trailer, because it will eventually.
Yeah, I mean, super spectacle.
Believe us, it will.
Oh yeah.
There it is. I mean,
it's almost 1-to-1 the quality of the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, look at that. It's like, or almost like Pikmin mixed with like a mage Zelda. Like it's just crazy.
I'm 100% on board.
Yeah,
It looks like you have a bit of a hub world to visit.
yeah, maybe.
Yep. Yeah, no, this is a cool game. I'm excited for it. It's definitely going to be one of the first games I get.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
If I had a PlayStation, definitely.
I mean,
this is definitely something you wait for PlayStation 5. Or
well, yeah, I mean, these were all for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For the 5.
Then we have this one, which is a Square Enix game, and
Which was this one?
This is the one that looked like the Kojima Space Moon.
No. This is the Druid one.
No, that was the Druid one we were just talking about, wasn't it?
No,
this is
the Demon Soul. Oh,
no, this is not. This is the Druid one. Here, hold on. I'll skip ahead.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Oh,
it's like grown up Kina.
Grown up Kina.
Yeah, I put these two together in my head.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this one looks good too, though. It looks like a different take of. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks interesting. Oh, I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
That was very cool.
It looks like
Demon
Souls. It does look like Demon Souls, so you're not wrong. I thought it was.
Yeah, well, because there was also the Demon Souls announcement.
Which is cool.
That was something else. They announced the Demon Souls reboot,
it's a
remaster.
It's a remake.
It's a remake.
It's not a remaster. It's like
It's a reboot.
It's a reboot ish.
They're like soft restarting it. It sounds like.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine. Whatever. Let them do it. I don't like the Dark Souls games are fun, I guess, for some people. Not my cup of tea personally. I know it's Brett's cup of tea, right? You used to play the Dark Souls games.
I played like a ripoff of one of them.
And you played Sekiro.
And I played Sekiro, which I mean,
it's hype for the people that played it all the way back
I might
in
try it.
and PS3 and shit. I think it's cool for those people for sure. And I've always wanted to try one of those games. Like I'm terrible at Sekiro because I'm stuck on this one person. We won't talk about it. But like these, I don't know. This has like a different kind of thing to it too, and I don't know. We'll see. I think it's definitely cool that they're doing it. I think.
I'm wondering though, are these like what the original, like bosses? These are all the same bosses.
Yeah, from reactions I've seen, these are
the same bosses,
the same people.
Okay.
Which is why people started freaking out once they started seeing.
I saw a comparison of that big knight we saw in the beginning to what it looks like now, and it's like crazy.
It's night and day, I'm sure.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's good for those people fans of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a thing from the PC game show, which I don't think many people noticed happened.
What? A PC game show? You're crazy.
Exactly. I'll pull one thing from that I enjoyed. They announced the Elite Dangerous Odyssey expansion, which is the Space Legs DLC for Elite Dangerous, which if you don't play the game, Elite Dangerous is a space dogfighting simulator on top of a few other mechanics, but mainly I'd say dogfighting.
I thought it was more of like it was exploring. Yeah.
A good amount of the game is you wandering about not procedurally generated galaxy, just a generated galaxy with a bunch of other players in your server. And
do you know how many people can fit in the server? Like, can they fit?
I don't actually know, and I've played the game for so many years.
And like, how many interactions do you have with people too? Like, that's the big thing.
It depends on the area you're in. You could be in an area that could be a particular hotspot for some reason, and you could run into lots of other players where they could want to.
So it's basically It's
And yes, thank you. Back to the DLC is you're now able to exit the ship and walk around on your legs, and this is potentially the Star Citizen killer DLC for this game, because that is the only thing Star Citizen had over Elite Dangerous.
because they're basically the
Besides
same
being
game.
a completed and fully released game.
How long has Star Citizen going on for?
5 or 6 years now?
Jesus Christ. Oh boy, no, it's been going on for way too long.
Yeah, they're chugging along.
Eventually, they will there will be more than what they have one day.
Eventually.
They're slapping pieces of a game on one at a time, you know.
And then you have to spend $600 for a ship.
Yeah.
After the game was backed 50 million or whatever the fuck.
I think it was like 30.
Still, that's a lot of fucking money.
It's way too much. Can you explain a little bit of the history for people? Because I feel like there's gonna be people who don't know anything about
Star Citizen?
Yeah, because I know you know way more about it than both me.
Okay. It's a game very similar to Elite Dangerous, but they're going for more like a World of Warcraft experience with it. Like, as you're seeing right now, you're able to walk around in a city. None of these NPCs do anything. I'm trying to skip to an interesting part of the video. This is a bad video. The title looked more interesting. Okay, so essentially they're going for a little bit more of an MMO approach to it, where a lot more things are persistent in the universe, or they will be when it's fully released.
So never.
Yeah.
They should have showed us. Yeah, this video should have showed a video of people in it. Holy
shit. It's. I thought he would. Does he?
That's my worry with these kind of games, because it would be cool if these places were like fucking packed with people. You know, these major cities and shit, where you could talk and interact and trade your goods and shit like that.
The limit with it right now is that the servers are limited to, I think, 50 people per a server, but they're working to get the servers, they're calling it meshed, so essentially it's a server. It's a server and instances, exactly.
Or not instances, but
like zones.
Zone. Yeah.
Like you'd fly over to a city, and as you fly over, it just from a random list throws you into a hopper of a few hundred people as opposed to 50.
Yeah, that's what WoW does. It's called layering. So you know, so it's not, the servers aren't blowing up.
Exactly.
I mean,
but yeah, it's cool. I mean,
if
it comes out and is what it promises,
ugly.
and
this is something I always liked doing: riding the subway car in the game.
I mean, the thing is, if it's been taking too long, I feel like people are going to lose interest to the point to where it will die. That's the problem, I feel like.
Yeah, I think Elite Dangerous is just going to take it over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if Elite Dangerous's update is more than just being able to get out of your ship and walk on a rock, yeah. Definitely. It will kill Star Citizen.
Yeah. I could see that happening for sure.
As Max has said a few times, they're taking their sweet ass time with this.
Isn't it been 7 years or something crazy like that, where they first announced
5 or
it?
6, or I think 7 since the announcement. Yeah,
don't get me wrong, it's ambitious, but people are gonna beat them.
It is, and they changed engines a few years ago, so they had to.
So they had to start from scratch.
They didn't have to start from scratch. They just had to shift all their assets to a new, pipeline architecture.
I mean, this is cool. This subway ride is cool, but the city looks dead.
It is
Other than
dead.
the lights.
Yeah, a thing right now is you can't fly within a certain distance of the city. Like, there's tall enough buildings that you could fly through the super tall ones, but you couldn't, like, fly down to the equivalent of, like, street level. There's, like,
It's
bubble.
I really think, like, as cool as it could be, it's just way too ambitious. For like, work, you need, like, 300 people in your server roaming around in, like, one instance, which is, like, the most ambitious thing ever and super. But, like, that's what would make this game, like, shine is the community that builds it, like, the people.
Well, that's their primary focus right now in terms of like networking improvements is they want to get the server meshing and layering working so so they could throw their player base together,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
All right, let's move on.
Until then, it's rough. Yeah, we can move on from that. That went on longer than I think it should have.
You can't talk about Destiny now. All right. What is?
Yeah, someone else picked something up.
We unless we want. Well, we basically covered PlayStation. PlayStation is cool. Okay, everything they did in that.
They had some
really
small
cool.
things that were
Xbox
stupid.
better step up in July.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can.
Their big seller is Halo. That's their big seller.
That's it, though.
And they have to show a lot of it because it's 4 months before release. You have to realize that this game has showed nothing, and it's going to release in 3 or 4 months after they show it. That's what that's their game plan. That's what is worrying, I think, the whole Halo community.
Yeah.
Oh, I have something we can talk about. God, it's so hard to find a trailer right now for it.
For what?
The Last of Us 2 getting absolutely bombed in its public review scores on its day of release.
I watched a lot of gameplay of it last night.
Yeah, I was watching Moist Critical play it for a few hours today, and the gameplay is the same as the first game. That's pretty much unchanged.
Yeah, it looks prettier.
But the story, the writing,
the writing is horrible. No, the writing
so
is
bad.
The writing is bad, but the thing I don't get about people tripping out is we can't talk about this actually. I was going to talk about spoilers and stuff.
Events that happen. It's the day the game came out.
Yeah, shut up, Teddy. God,
do that.
fuck.
I know. I stopped myself. Relax. But,
God, what is this? Twitter?
Yeah, jeez.
But yeah, I think it faults in some parts. I do think gaming culture is a little mean, and whatever. But that's what it is. The game is not as good as the first one. Clearly, it doesn't tell this. It didn't move on to a better story. It moved on to a worse one. Clearly,
far worse story.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen, there's I don't think there's like flashback sequences, and those sequences have the best writing compared to the live story of the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. Definitely for sure.
I mean, I still need to play the first one.
I think as like an experience, it might be fun to dive into, just to experience it and what it is.
Yeah, it's a fun like stealth survival game.
Yeah, for sure. I think Naughty Dog did a way better job with the Uncharted series, but
this was like a pet project for them that apparently just got way bigger than they anticipated.
It felt like the first Last of Us was just supposed to be like a side thing, and they were going to leave it at that. But
they continued. Well, there was also some drama that went on at the development team for the writing of the game that made it such shit,
and the development in general.
Yeah, but they should have left it as a one-off. But They got greedy, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the first one was great. The first one was definitely. I actually didn't personally play it, being a fucking PlayStation person I am, but I watched a full gameplay of it.
That's
And
ridiculous that I'm the only one here that's played it.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
like
even
the
own a
Xbox
PlayStation
man.
anymore.
yeah, I don't know. It just I never like got to it. I guess it was
I
one of those
own
games.
it. I was playing it and then I stopped because I got distracted by other games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a game that grips you throughout the entire
Well, I heard
game.
as the game goes along, it starts to really
I
get
enjoyed
good.
it watching the full gameplay, somebody playing it, and it was really nice. Honestly, it was really like a good story all throughout. Really fun gameplay. It looked like.
Oh yeah, it's a great game to watch, I think.
Like yeah, it was really fun to watch, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna agree with one of your fans, Max. And
Mhm.
yeah, like I was saying, I agree that I feel bad that the perception of what the second one is getting. But yeah, there is some shit writing in it.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
Definitely is.
at least it's they ended it and they can move on to other new stuff because Naughty Dog is really good at what they do.
Naughty Dog is great. I love the Uncharted franchise. The
I haven't
whole
played
thing.
it, but I got them all now, so I can play it.
They are like the epitome of a movie made to, and it was. I loved it. It's a great little fun series to go through.
All right. Want to move on to something else? Because I have something we can
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Epic Store.
What about it?
So, I mean, we're in an age where the Epic Store's trying to overthrow Steam now. They're like,
They're doing it.
They're throwing their Fortnite money at games. It's working.
I mean, but this is the craziest thing. This is the first time we've seen them do this particular thing, where basically they're releasing a full game on the launch date, and you can get it for free within the first 24 hours if you download it on
That's
Epic.
huge.
Which game is this?
This is a Total War game.
Oh, really? The next Total War game is going to be free on Epic? I didn't know that.
For the first 24 hours, hold on, I will get the full title. I wonder if we can find a video on it too.
Oh, you might be able to put an article in there too.
It's Total War Troy. Hold on. Here we go.
You could put a different
I found it.
something else on.
I think this is
together,
it.
too.
So Total War Troy. Teddy, you're not into strategy games, but this is one of the biggest strategy games out there. This is actually made by Sega, believe it or not.
I know the names of strategy.
I know, but
I know what they are. Just saying.
so I know
the
that.
franchises.
But I know you don't like.
Yes.
So
I don't play them.
the thing is, Total War is like a huge. Although they haven't had huge games other than their 2 Warhammer games, which they released recently, which was apparently super popular games. But this particular period in history, this particular part is like what they was the first thing they ever did. This is basically like going back to their roots, and
It seems like a reboot to their series almost.
yeah,
maybe.
And I'm kind
Seems like
of
a lot of people are doing that.
yeah. I mean, it's that. I mean, look, the Demon Souls game is just coming out with it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised Epic got this deal out of anything so far. This is like a huge middle finger to the rest of all the other clients out there.
Oh yeah, I'd love to know how much they paid for this.
So my point is, do you think eventually Epic's gonna just completely destroy Steam in sales? Because they also have really good prices on video games.
I think we're gonna see some kind of response from Steam at some point. I mean, there's no way Steam just like won't react to something like that, you know? If they are a living business, they'll have some kind of reaction.
Which they kind of strayed away from after Dota 2 and CS:GO selling of skins and shit.
Yeah,
of being like a real like for the gamer company, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
But
That's a good point.
how big do you, like how big of a scale big is it that this is an exclusive? Like, I get it's a free game the
On the
first day
release
or
date.
whatever, but like how massive do you think that really is? Like in
So
Well,
all honesty, with
I
all
think
out
we need to
biased.
compare it to the Warhammer game that came out, their last big release, in terms of like how like scale, like how big it is compared to it.
Hmm.
If they're comparable in size, then I'd say that's a big deal because the Warhammer game was like a serious title for
yeah.
them.
I'm actually going to bring up a point that uh, Brian in the chat brought up.
Hi,
Steam,
Brian.
Shouting out the chat.
yeah. Um, it's, Steam will become outdated because number one, they would let anything go onto their shit. Like they're gonna get into some deep water one day by letting anything go. Well, Epic
Oh
is like
yeah,
kind of like
like
whatever. I'm not gonna let a game about like you shooting up a school on our platform.
Hmm.
Um,
yeah. I mean, Steam's definitely got to tighten their belt on that.
but like they don't. Like
Well, they should.
they need
They
to.
should. That's what I meant to say.
I mean, there is always going to be a platform for any type of game out there, but Steam shouldn't be that platform.
Um, I don't know. I can't really tell as of now. I don't think. I think Steam is still huge. I think Epic is still kind of relatively new to this, like that world of being the platform that they want gamers to go on. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be the Epic store that beats out Steam. I think it's going to be something that comes on later that just, you know, has it has the things that the people want. Maybe a new, like a whole new thing. Like I don't know. I that happen.
I mean, but then there's other stuff about Steam I'm gonna criticize right now that I just thought of. People complain how there's microtransactions and everything. Steam has a literal marketplace for selling and buying online merchandise, like
But
and
it's
inflating it.
all for uh theoretically it's all for within market currency.
True.
Like yeah, you could add to your wallet with a credit card, but in theory you could just, cycle your own value through your inventory into the market. But yes, that
Yeah. I'm sorry.
it's
This is.
also true
I
in the
also
other
feel like this
respects.
is boring talks. Now we can.
Yeah, it was a little dull.
It's something I'm still furious about on Steam.
How about the
It's
fact that it's been almost half a decade since we got any meaningful Halo news? Or actually, probably a half a decade.
What do you mean?
Like, new Halo game gameplay, not a trailer, not like a book, not Mega Bloks set
well, we
announcements,
mentioned that a little
as
bit
your
before.
friend
Like,
said in the chat.
well, that's what I was saying before. Is that the game is being shown off? Gameplay. The first gameplay for the game is being shown off. Like if Xbox One comes out in fucking November or Christmas time, December, like that's a
We're still
really
supposed
short.
to have a demo, like a playable beta for
Of
Halo
course,
Infinite.
that too. That's what I'm saying. Like they're they cut it really close to show some of this stuff, which is like weird to me. It's very odd.
Because the game's not ready or something? Maybe.
I don't think
I
it's that. I don't
I
know.
don't think the game can't not be ready after this amount of time.
I mean, but let's be honest. Judging by how the NCC is still broken, even after being like on Xbox and now on PC, like
Well,
I'm worried.
it's clear that the
I
PC
mean,
ports are just like they're throwaways to help people go over, kind of.
to, to play devil's advocate for the lack of quality of the recent MCC releases on Steam, I would hope that a majority of their team is instead focused on Infinite, and
Yeah.
that's why we're
Me too.
seeing
The half-assed
what we're
release.
seeing in MCC. Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's the hope that we're gonna have.
that's my hope of hopes, but
Halo 5 happened
reality
also.
has proven to be a disappointment.
Halo 4 and Halo 5 happened, Brett.
Yeah, yeah. Four is coming around, but yeah, 5 happened.
Oof, 5.
5 was a thing.
That's why I haven't played it, and I will never play it at this point. All right. Do we got anything else?
Anyone have any other things they want to cram in?
That was pretty good coverage. We're at like an hour right now.
Yeah.
Got a little, if there's anything else we want to bring up, we can.
I am looking. Let's see.
Oh, too bad we can't do our Animal Crossing update segment.
Hold on. Hey, babe.
Brett. Brett.
Come here.
Why did you do this? I don't want to hear about the cow that looks like a chicken.
Don't you want to hear about the turnip sales, though?
No, I don't care about the turnip stock market.
You need an update on Animal Crossing. Stat.
I hate you.
Tell us what's happening in your Animal Crossing.
I caught
No, not in his,
Okay, come
in
here.
the.
Kix is in my town. And
What does Kix do?
Kix is a skunk that sells shoes and bags.
Nice.
I caught a whale
any
shark
nice
and a great white shark and a hammerhead shark. And I've started filling my basement with whale sharks.
How are your turnip sales?
What did he ask?
How's your turnip sales?
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't wake up early enough on Sunday for turnips this week.
Oh, yeah, did you know, Teddy, you have to wake up at...
You have to wake up before noon on Sunday. That's not happening. But I think my bell prices, my turnip prices today, I think it's 110.
Wow.
I know, it's actually a good price, and I don't have them this week.
Well, thank you for that Animal Crossing update.
I hate you. Oh, I did learn the sadness reaction. So now I can look sad whenever.
I'm so proud of you.
I hate it so much.
Thank you. And that was our Animal Crossing update.
Thanks for Animal Crossing. Back to you.
I think that wraps us up, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'll bring up one more thing because I think it's cool. So we talked about in the beginning about supporting Black Lives Matters and all that shit. Here is a really cool bundle that goes toward you can pay $5 or more. Oh, it ended. I'm so sad. They should have kept it going.
It reached its thing though. Yeah.
Oh, it
All right.
did?
Well, yeah. So this was a really big bundle of almost 2,000 games. It reached $8 million, and it goes all towards Black Lives Matters. You can pay $5 more. I paid like $10 because I just wanted to pay a little extra. I was gonna be like, hey, you should go buy this bundle, but it looks like it's gone. So
maybe they might do another.
I mean, maybe, but looks like it's gone.
It's a lot of money to raise, though.
Yeah, 8.1 million. That's an incredible amount of money raised.
Yeah. Well, good for them. They reached it. Good for them. Well, then I guess we can leave it on the note that Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ plus matter. Love everyone. Punch down the hate. And yeah.
Keep living the good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for listening to our podcast. Maybe we'll
Please come back.
Please come back.
People that are here, thank you for stopping.
Yeah,
We appreciate it a ton. I know we're on Max's channel, and you guys
And
are
this was
fans
a
of him,
mess.
but we're here too, and we're here to talk about games and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
And we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one sometime soon. We're not gonna plan these like a certain date yet, but we'll see where it goes. If you have any feedback, anything you want to tell us, let us know.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Laters.
Goodbye, everyone.